All right, welcome to the Chips and Chops podcast, episode 9. Today we have on Aaron Daay, who's the owner of the Radar Clothing, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So, Aaron, why don't you say some stuff about yourself and what you do?
Well, what's good, Joe? My name is Aaron Daay, leader and owner of Radar Clothing Club, man. Started in 2021, last September 7th. Been rolling ever since. I got my dogs.
September 7th. That's
Yeah,
almost a
that's
year
awesome.
ago.
So three more days.
I know, right?
Well, this one can come out probably on a
Sunday.
but yeah.
So it'll just be one day after. Wait, that's crazy.
I know, right?
All right, keep going. Sorry.
We're doing it big, man, and I got my dogs David and Joy with me.
Yep,
Gonna chop it up. Looking forward to it, man.
for sure. So, when did you have this dream of starting a clothing brand?
So it kind of happened weird because I never thought that I would be a designer or get into clothing and stuff. I was never a big fashion guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I
So-
remember you would always come in
Like a
hoodie and sweatpants.
I was that guy. I'm still kind of
Yeah,
that guy.
still that
You know,
guy.
I'm up in a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But my uncles, they had this heat press, like when people start making T-shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
That press machine. So they had that, but they also had like this cooking business that they were doing. So they couldn't really get into it, and I was just on go mode. Like I was ready to do it. So I just got tired of waiting, really, and just started my own thing. So COVID had hit. I got bored, started designing and stuff.
So what was your like ground basis of designing? What did you start designing? Where did you start designing?
It was those sports wallpapers.
The sports wallpapers. So
It was really like surface level. So I was just on YouTube, just trying to like piece things together, copying a few projects and stuff like that. But I started reaching out to people doing free edits, cause like the big athletes, like Mila, like she's up in Maryland now. Mila.
yeah.
So I was doing Mila Reynolds. I did Nevaeh Foster when she committed. So it got me more comfortable with the design space. But that's how I started.
That's awesome. Yeah, and then when you started your business, how did you get it up and running? So, like, what type of marketing did you have to do? How did you reach out to people?
For which business?
For the clothing.
Oh, okay.
It was okay. So this is kind of funny and a little sad. So I had this notebook, right, where I was going to plan. I had everything planned out how I wanted to market and strategize. And my number one goal was like, all right, I'm going to blow up locally. So that was the plan, blow up locally. It did happen just, or not really. Okay, let me get into it. So,
Yeah.
I started reaching out to a couple people locally that had, way more clout than I did at the time. And
Like clothing designers?
no, like just kids, like high school.
Oh, just
Yeah.
popular.
Yeah, because the main thing was like, all right, I believe in my product. I just want to get people in the merch. So I was like, DMing people. I was like, hey, I just launched this new merch. You probably don't know about it, but I'll send you a free tee, and you can post a picture in it or whatever. I did that with probably like 6 people, and only 2 of them had followed through and posted pictures. Like some of them, like
Did they just take the
they
t-shirt?
just took the tee and didn't post. And I would DM them. I would be like, "Hey, bro, you still got me with the post," and they just like ghosted me and stuff. So
That's messed up.
So that was. Once I got over that, I was like, "All right, man, that's kind of rough because I'm losing money by doing that. 'Cause I wasn't really like booming at the time." So I got over that, and then I was like, "Man, let's just hit it hard on TikTok." And I just started.
TikTok's a great.
Man.
TikTok?
It's a great
You
platform.
guys are gonna be.
Bro, we're
I'm
trying
telling
to.
you.
We're trying to because like
Their TikTok is gonna.
TikTok is a great way to get stuff rolling.
It is, but it's also, like, it's not very consistent,
Yeah,
it's hard to, like,
views and stuff.
consistently grow. It's like, you get a bang where you, like, for us, it was getting 300 followers in, like, 1 week, which is, I mean, for some people, that's not a lot, but for us,
That's it.
especially
When
for
I got my
starting.
first 3 hours.
Yeah.
Deep.
3 what?
100.
Oh,
Yeah, and then so, talk about how, you got your brand to grow with TikTok.
So it was a dude that I kept watching on YouTube by the name of Robert Benjamin. So I kept watching that guy, and he would be like, all right, these are the best times to post. These are the hashtags to use. So I just got into this flow and, like, posting at, all right, post at 12 p.m., 4 p.m., 7 p.m. And one night, I think it was November 8th, I posted this TikTok making fun of something. But I posted TikTok, and then I woke up. It did like 11,000 views. And I went crazy.
you were
Yeah,
geeking
I was
out.
like, bro, 11,000, which isn't really that big. Like, in the grand scheme of
Yeah.
things, it's not that big. But this is my first time even
For sure.
surpassing 10K.
Yeah.
So I remember, like, I texted my guy. You guys know Big Door, right? Dimensions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I texted that guy because, me and him, like, we were chopping up before I even started the brand and stuff. I was like, bro, I just got my first 10K or whatever. And then that day is also the day I made my first 1,000 in a day. So
$1,000
in a day. So that video just blew up, and I was like, man, I can really do this.
Yeah.
Because once you get that one little, oh my god, maybe this can actually work.
I'm telling you.
It's all the motivation you
That
need.
makes the grind set go even crazy.
You guys already know.
So that was during COVID, right?
This was November 2021. So
not really.
Not really.
Not really. You weren't in
This
school
was-
though, were you?
No. Yeah, this
It was.
is June
Were you
year,
still
so-
with Adams though?
No, this is when I transferred over to the virtual school. So.
Did you transfer over to the virtual school because you wanted to do your business?
For sure. So I remember talking it up with my parents, talking to them like, I really want to just focus in on this right
Yeah.
now. Like, school has gotten me up to this point. I feel like I'm a pretty.
Alright.
So yeah, I felt like I'm a pretty smart guy already. So this is my junior year. I'm like, I don't want to go back. I still want to get my education, but being at the school physically for 8 hours, I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna grow. Like,
Yeah.
I can't post TikToks. I can't design in that time. I can't respond to emails. And stuff. So 8 hours was just too much time. So I was like, let's just do homeschooling for now, and it worked out pretty good.
So you're happy that
How many hours a week is that? Even?
What, homeschooling?
Yeah, you're doing like what, 3 hours a week?
Off the record, but on the record. Off the record for my parents.
Yeah.
So I did not care about school at all.
Understandable. When you're booming like that,
Yeah.
it's like
So they had me on Clever, right? You guys remember?
Yeah,
So I was on Edmentum and stuff like that, and all I had was just a set dates where my stuff needed to be finished by.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'm not gonna do any of this work. I'm just gonna give me 2 weeks before the deadline.
Yeah.
That's when I'm gonna just knock it all out. So I got the perfect situation that I wanted. Still got the good grades.
Yeah.
And I was like, everybody was happy, so it all worked out.
Do you ever miss going to school or anything like that? Or?
I miss these interactions.
Yeah,
like
I miss the people,
you
but, like, the
don't get those
the
peer
academic-
interactions. Yeah,
aspect of it. I don't.
that's the way I feel it too. Because I do like reduce schedule now, and it's like those are like a couple hours. I get to do whatever.
Else I want, but like the interactions with the peers is enjoyable.
Yeah, for sure. And then stuff like not having the time that I would want to go to like football games and basketball games, stuff like. I feel like that's big, especially in our senior year now. Like that's kind of a big thing about the high school experience, which I guess I robbed myself of, but this is the choice that I made.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
dude.
it kind of does cancel each other out.
Well,
in
it's
a way.
like you could. I don't know if you'd have the time.
No,
but-
Yeah. What is like your day to day?
I'm curious. Like, what's
When
like
you
your
wake
average
up,
day?
what you do when you're
All right,
awake,
so-
and when you go to bed.
Like, okay, kind of going reverse here. I don't go to bed till about 4 a.m. on average. So I'll wake up around let's say 9ish, and then
So you're a 5 hour sleep type of guy.
yeah. So
Okay.
I wake up about 9, and then I'll, go eat breakfast, work out a little bit, and then I'll just hop straight on the computer, put orders in, do emails and stuff like that.
So when you're putting orders in,
What does that
you
mean?
you don't make the shirts anymore, right?
No,
You have a whole.
I have a company out in California that
That's so cool. And then they
So-
ship it all for you.
they ship it all, package everything, so it's really good. It's a really good gig, so. I don't have to worry about pressing down anything. Man.
Yeah.
So that saves me a lot of time.
So
Yeah.
when did you decide I'm not gonna press it anymore? I'm gonna have someone else do it.
I didn't go into this as a partnership, so for me to be just one guy, there was no way I was going to be able to handle that much work. And then on top of that, that would mean I had to carry inventory. And when you carry inventory, you spend the money first in hopes of getting it back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now that I don't have any inventory, I'm just generating the cash with no overhead.
Yeah. So going back to your average day,
All right. So
you said you process the orders or something.
Yeah.
What does that mean for you to do? What do you have to do?
So I run the brand through Shopify, right?
Okay.
So all the orders, they come to me, and then I go to my the website for my printers out in California, and everything's merged together. So they'll see it. I just have to put them through and maybe change a couple shirts. Bro, I want a white shirt instead of a black shirt. So I just ship a couple stuff around, and just import order.
Okay. And how long do you do that for each day? Would you say?
It just depends on how good that previous day was in
Yeah.
sales. So I'd say about an hour, 2 hours every day. So then after that, it'll be time to record some TikToks.
Yep.
Then I'll if you guys watch my videos, I'm in the same spot every day.
No,
I'm
it's
in the
hilarious.
same spot every single
Hilarious.
day.
No, I think it's hilarious. Do you put it on 0.3 times or something, where it goes slower or faster?
It depends on the trend. I'm
'Cause
just trying to do the trend.
That's what because I do the TikTok for the chips and chops, and I need to learn what these trends are.
It took me. It
No,
took
I
me
love
so
going in
long.
your comments and saying, "Hey, what's the update on my order 124?" And you're like,
No.
"Hey, no, don't worry. Here's your tracking number."
Yeah,
and it just is.
Because I'm selling to majority kids and teens. They don't check their emails.
Yeah.
We're kids. Unless it's school related, you're not going to check your emails.
Yeah.
So they miss it all the time. And then you got those people that are that already have the number and just don't know it. But then there's kids like that think that I'm Amazon, and they will have ordered like the day before and be like, "Bro, where's my package there?" I'm like, "Bro, you just ordered it." But it's all love. Like I understand it too.
Yeah.
When I order something online, I'd be like, "Bro, where's my package at?"
For sure.
So, you want me to keep talking?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm TikToking for a good amount of time. I don't know. I get that about 2 hours, and after that, the rest of the day I'm just designing.
Okay.
So you're always designing
new shit,
new stuff,
new designs. All right.
What's your latest design?
Okay, so I dropped this Radar Grand Prix tee because I'm dropping a collection. It's like a preview for this year anniversary collection. So that was the latest drop, but before that it was the Mamba Day.
Okay.
So that was the
I saw that
about
one.
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
The Kobe when he dropped 81 tribute to that moment, and then Kobe versus MJ in the All-Star game, and that those are big numbers. So
Yeah.
that was a good turnout.
Like, what's your most popular shirt? Did the best sales? It's your best design. I guess I can't say your best design because you might have a favorite design.
I think it's my
that didn't
favorite
boom.
design. I think it is my favorite design. That Kanye's workout plan.
I like
That's
I
the one
saw
that got
one.
you. That's the one that blew up your
Bro,
TikTok.
yeah.
You got like 1.3 or something on
I
that.
remember the night just thinking about that idea. I'm like, because I love the album. So
Yeah.
the college dropout. I was like, bro, nobody's made a graphic tee based on this funny video. Have you seen the video before?
I saw it because of your
Yeah.
your
This video is just so it's so Kanye, bro.
Literally.
Why has nobody made a shirt about this? And I'm like, dude, if I design this the way I feel like it should go and put the right, video behind it, it's gonna boom. And they did exactly that. So that's the biggest one for sure.
The Kanye one?
Yeah.
That one's really cool. Yeah, I checked that out.
one's huge.
And who are some do you have ideas of more artists or sports players that you want to put on shirts?
There's a lot of people that want me to do stuff like the newer guys, like you guys know K-Flock and stuff like that, and they'll be like who else? Like Lil TJ. I know he's not new, but there's some smaller guys that I haven't gotten the chance to dabble into that much to where I can design something that means something to me first.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to just go into it. I never go into a design like, all right, I'm just gonna do this to make a quick buck. Like I want it to mean something to me first. Before I throw it
Sentimental
on.
value?
Right.
That's awesome, yeah. And
So-
does that just happen to be like the hip hop and
Yeah, because that's the stuff that I grew up with, and I know pop. It's still pop culture, so it's a lot of stuff that other people grew up with too. So you can relate to, the art that I'm putting out there. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure.
So
Yeah.
mhm.
So so you dropped out of school, and then when's
He didn't drop out of school. He's still
Okay,
in
he didn't
school.
drop out of
He's
school.
still in
Okay. So he started doing virtual. You started doing virtual school.
school.
When did you realize that you could make some sort of living or be pretty
I mean,
successful?
you just bought a whole beam, a whole BMW. Like,
Beamer on Friday. That was teed. That was
when
Is this
like,
do you see yourself you're obviously not going to go to college, right? Yeah. So you're gonna try to take this brand with you, and where where do you want to evolve to? Because I feel like there's
about
no.
5 years
I
from
feel
now,
like you definitely want to get off keep Radar clothing, but I feel like you definitely probably want to branch.
Yeah, you're onto the right track. So I think I was just talking to my brother about this. So I want it to be a stapled streetwear brand, and I know it's gonna take a minute. Like Supreme, it took them 10 plus years to get to where they are. And
Do you want it to be something like Supreme? Because
For sure.
your shoes, or not your shoes, your shirts, your clothing, it's a lot cheaper, right?
yeah, for sure.
It's pretty reasonable. It's like 25 to 40.
Yeah. But that's the whole point of scaling. The more and more you go up, stuff goes up as well. And then branching off into different products, I'll give y'all a little bit of free game. I'm thinking about doing skateboard and stuff like that to dabble into
designing
skate culture
skateboards?
and stuff.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
okay. Skate decks. So the more and more I diversify my brand, the products I put out there, the wider range of people it'll touch.
Yeah.
Because we see that it's already working now on this smaller level. So when I decide to expand, it's going to do even better than that. But
Have you ever thought about making shoes?
I thought about it, but
I feel like that's.
I want to go to. If I do go to school, I go to school for that. Learn how to make shoes. For
Yeah.
sure. I really want to make something that's you got Kanye.
Yeah.
Kanye is one of my biggest inspirations, so I got to compete with Kanye.
Yeah.
So
something I'm really curious about, or what are some of the struggles that you faced with starting the business? Some of the low lights. We've talked about all the highlights,
low lights, man. It's been a couple of them.
Yeah.
When I started out, not getting the love that I thought I would get locally.
Yeah.
That kind of hurt a little bit, but we got that. So
We got over that because you're nationally now.
Well, now I feel like you got it now.
You are
Okay,
national, right?
I'm not trying to flex, but it's
Oh, it is?
international. Yeah.
What country? Like, are there certain countries that?
Australia is a continent, but Australia shows a lot of love.
Okay,
Wait, for real?
That's awesome.
That's so tough.
What's crazy, especially going back to the local thing, is I got my first order in Australia before I got an order in South Bend. So
That
that puts it into perspective for you. I'm
Damn,
telling
that
you.
hated.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You should. Have you ever? You should do like some sort of shirt about Australia. Not or, like if there's some.
Get like the Kid Leroy.
Bro,
He is
I actually
huge.
like him.
Yeah, no,
he
he's.
from
I love him.
Australia?
He's from Australia. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Him
I
is-
definitely, I might cook that up. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
That would be hard.
That'd be really cool.
What's another low light though? Are we gonna say something?
I was gonna. Yeah.
Another low light. There's some times where I'll design something that is, I don't know, like a little raunchy, because my mind works so crazy sometimes. So I might put out a design or might preview it to my parents or my brother, or whatever, and they might not think that it's something that's appropriate. Because I still want to touch everybody I can, like kids and stuff too. So that was one of my lowlights. Like I had this big design. I'm not gonna get into it too much, but that's a good design I wanted to put out, which I couldn't drop because it was a little on the edgy side. So that was one. Man, I'm trying to think. Like I had one of my hiccups was Shopify figured out that I was under 18. And
when you're not allowed to do that?
Which I didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
So Shopify figured out I was under 18. So they took my whole store away. And I woke up one morning, and it said 404 error not found when I went on my website. I'm like, yo, what is going on? So I was spazzing out, didn't know what to do. Shopify called them up, and it was this long process we had to go through of getting everything switched over to one of my parents and stuff.
Yeah.
That was rough, and lost money doing that.
That's so annoying.
Because time is money, so
For sure.
Yeah.
lost some cheese doing that.
Well, I think I remember seeing a TikTok that was in regards to
Another low light. I got hit up by my first ever celebrity. I'm not gonna say his name though, but I got hit up by my first celebrity. It was back in January.
Did you? So you're getting hit up by celebrities in January. Did you really think you were going to take off that fast? Because you said you wanted to get local, and then all of a sudden you just
That's
kind
5 months.
you kind of skipped the local process and just went.
I promise, I could not have predicted any of this. Especially in the run of a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that it's literally not even a
happened
year
so
yet.
fast, bro.
That's crazy.
5 months after you started, you got hit up by celebrities. That's
All right, go back to your.
I got hit up by my first celebrity. And he's like, "Yo, bro, I really like your brand. Can you send me some teas for a story promo?" And I'm like, I'm young. I'm like, bro, okay,
Yeah,
bro.
bet.
I love you, bro, for sure. All right. So I sent him the merch, and then I texted him once it got delivered because I could see the tracking and stuff like that. So it got delivered. I'm like, yo, bro, looks like your t-shirts got delivered. What do you think about them? No response. And then some time went by. I'm like, okay, he might be busy or whatever. And then I DM him like, bro, did you get the tees? You still got me? And then I checked his profile, and I got blocked. So I was like,
That's so.
I was like, no way.
That's so weird to be a celebrity. I mean, you're gonna have a good amount of money to.
And
He basically-
you're gonna steal.
He basically
steal a bunch of
scammed.
shirts.
Yeah, for real. And
Steal a bunch of shirts from a little
it's
from a
low.
kid.
It's low too, cause you see that I'm a kid too. I'm
Yeah.
bro. People are just there's some bad people out there.
For sure.
I just talked it up to a lesson. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it
I can imagine that would be hard to have someone big supporting you, and then they just.
But it wasn't really support though.
It wasn't support.
At first glance, I was like, okay, bro, he knows about me, bro. He's in tune now.
I don't know, that's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was.
Do you have people that you want to collab with when you grow your brand more? Because there's
Have a yeah.
Radar Clothing X, another brand.
I want to do a collab badly with Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
That would go insane because how
You have a Dennis. I've seen your Dennis. Rodman.
Yeah, but for him to do an official collab or a collection with him, that would be so crazy.
Yeah, and then you could get you could get some raunchy clothing because he's a pretty. He's a big person. I don't know too much about him, but I know he has a big personality.
But you've seen his hairstyles and stuff.
Yeah,
he's a crazy thinker too. So I just doing a collab with him. That would be insane. That's top of the line for sure.
I'm curious, who are some of the big name people that you've met through this? If you can go into that.
Yeah, because
Who's your favorite person that
you've posted some things with celebrities in Jamaica or something? Right?
No, that wasn't Jamaica. That was
South
you're thinking about palm trees and stuff. Or I did Florida and LA. So
I swear it was Jamaica. I don't know why.
But who did I meet? Okay, so I first started meeting celebrities when I went to the All-Star game in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So I met, I don't know if you want to refer to him as celebrity yet, but the first person I met was Cam Wilder, and then I met Miles Brown, from Blackish.
Yeah.
So I met Miles Brown. He was pretty chill. I met Artie SeaWorld. They were dope. There was just Desmond and I forget who
You
it
met
was.
Desmond?
Yeah, they were pretty chill. Over time, Megan, she was great.
Wait, I think you flicked up with him
Yeah,
and
for sure.
your brother, right?
Yeah.
It was like an awful picture or something.
That might have been a different picture.
Okay.
I remember Megan or the Miles Brown picture. That was awful. That was
I don't know. I remember you like posted a
Yeah,
picture,
that was-
like an awful picture, and it
that
was, like
was
your brother took it or something.
So then that happened. I think I met other people. I'm probably leaving out. Oh no, the one you're thinking about is G Herbo.
G
You're thinking
Herbo.
about G
You
Herbo.
met G
bro.
Herbo?
And I met I didn't meet him, but we went to the mall and Allen Iverson had jumped out this big black truck, bro. Bro, it was
That
the
is tough.
worst experience ever because
Wow.
he played us so bad because we're like, okay, it's a big black truck. Somebody special is getting out of
Yeah.
the truck because we were leaving and he was coming in. So he had a security team with him or like his homeboys with him, and he had this mask on. But it's like, okay, you still can tell. Like,
Yeah.
he's on TV all the time. You know who Allen Iverson is. So he's walking through, and we're like, hey, can we get a picture? And he just acted like he probably wasn't even on the phone. He was like, just kept walking right past us. I was like, yo, AI, come on, bro.
Yeah.
So it's one of those moments.
I feel like, personally, if I was in his situation, though, I mean,
It's understandable, but
Right.
being like someone who loves basketball so much that you just want it so bad.
I feel like when you look at it from a celebrity side, it's like, why wouldn't they? Like, I would love to just take pictures with everyone.
but
Then once it's every day,
every
and
day. There's,
like, it might
there's
get
no
annoying.
way they can keep up.
and
with
then they
that
just
all
view
the
you
time.
as some sort of commodity.
Uh-huh,
and it's
right.
like, yeah, it's
Oh, like I just
took a picture with AI, and AI is
the
like,
picture is
I
the only
just-
thing that matters, not the interaction or something, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's understandable. So that the Cleveland trip that was dope. But then I went to Florida. Me and my dad went to Florida in like early June, and they had the sneaker convention. I had met up with Curvo Dolo. Know that guy?
I don't know who that. I remember you going to the
Richman,
thing.
that guy, the dude from TikTok. You know what I'm
Oh,
talking about?
wait. But I do.
That dude. You know.
I do remember you going to the whatever.
So
convention.
yeah, he was pretty cool. I chopped up with him and his homegirl. So that was a cool interaction that I had with him. And then I'm trying to think. Oh, that is like it's off because like not a celebrity that I met, but that was my first time getting noticed at that sneaker convention. That someone's like, "Bro, you're Radar, right?"
Yeah.
Like, let me get a picture with you. So that was
That's crazy.
cool.
Yeah.
No, I was like, my head exploded, bro. That day.
Yeah.
I couldn't let him know because I was focused on something else, and I just heard, "Yo, you're Radar." So I'm like, "Yo, who's that?" And he's like, "Bro, let me get a picture." I couldn't let him know that I was geeking out, but like in my head, bro, I was going crazy. This is my first time getting noticed on TikTok. So yeah, that happened, and then I don't think I met anybody. Oh no, I met Thundercat in LA. That was the only celebrity I met up there. So a good amount of good names there.
Yeah.
That's a W.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off, but Jaden Ivey. My brother had cut his hair, so we had chopped.
Wait,
Your brother cuts his hair?
Yeah,
is your brother,
cut his hair one time.
Oh, one time.
What's
Okay.
your brother's name?
Dennis.
Dennis.
Yo,
The cutter.
I'm just gonna say I know him from seeing him on Snapchat, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Everyone's always.
He's that guy, bro.
I got right, and it's Dennis.
Well,
like,
I
his
just
little
see-
like, headline, bro. He's just posting up like.
He's that guy, bro. He's on fire right now.
I just see it seem like he posts like his day, and it's just 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. straight.
Straight cutting hair.
And I'm like, does he do that every single day, or?
So he's like, it's in your basement. It looks like, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So they just become.
Is it like your genetics, like being a businessman or something, or?
Yeah, being a hustler first. Like,
Yeah.
What do your parents do the same, or they just have normal jobs?
They have normal jobs right now, but they've instilled it in us to just be hardworking.
Yeah.
Understandable.
But that's like the generational gap that I talked to them about is like traditional jobs to them is like what you need to have, but like to younger generation now, it's like
It's changed.
I'd rather
Everything's
start my
yeah.
own, company.
Everything's changing.
So,
The definition of success, for sure.
exactly. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. So now, I mean, now that I know that's your brother, I'm curious about how, how did he help you? Because did he start before you did, or?
That's a very good question. So
That would be like a big motivation,
Yeah, I refer to my brother as the blueprint all the time. Like,
Yeah.
he's the blueprint to me. So, before he had started cutting hair, he was trying to get into like this coding school, like this online coding school.
Interesting.
Is he like a techie guy? Like
Not at all.
Okay.
He just knew that it was a good field. Like, all right, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
it
get it
is.
hard and learn how to do it. And he got accepted into the school. It had like a 3% acceptance rate. It was crazy. So, but the way he did it, he did not sleep, bro. Like he put in so much time and effort
To get into the
it.
school?
Yes, bro. I'm talking about I'd be waking up at like 4 a.m. to like pee or something, and he'd be up at his computer like going crazy, and that just stuck with me. I'm like, this is what I have to do if I want to be big and be on the same level as him. Like I have to like no sleep at all, hit it hard, and that's what I was doing. Like most nights I really don't go to sleep, or like I get like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. So
That's crazy.
he gave me that work ethic for sure.
I feel like sleep is very easy to go without
At a young age.
At a young age,
at
when you're doing something successful, because I can go nights without like average 3, 4, 5 hours of sleep. But like when you're just like, if you just don't think about being tired and think about, man, I barely slept last night, you can push through the day.
Yeah.
And you also don't have to be like there for the whole day. You just have to be there, when you're gonna grind.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just look at like, it's either this, you can stay up all night and grind for your own brand, or you can wake up in the morning and go clock in somewhere. So
Yeah.
it's like,
That's true.
it's give it.
But then there's the whole Gary Vee once said, it's not about how long you're awake, it's what you do with your time awake.
Yeah, well,
he says he sleeps 8 hours,
Gary
8
Vee's
hours
that
a
guy,
night,
bro. Shout out to Gary
and
Vee.
he just works out. He just works, does 16 hours nonstop, and still gets 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so
there's definitely a line in the sleep category.
yeah. So you said that your brother's your blueprint. Who are some of your other like inspirations?
Kanye.
Kanye.
Kanye and Tyler Creator.
Okay.
Kanye and Tyler Creator, because they're so free. Like, and then there's so many. I watched like a documentary of Tyler Creator making his album in 2015. Like, there's so many roadblocks that these guys have to get through, or like people trying to hinder them from getting to where they're trying to go. They just push through and prove people wrong all the time. Like,
Yeah.
and that's what stuck with me. Like I just even on the local standpoint, where I wasn't getting the love that I thought I would get, the driving factor after that was like, all right, I'm just gonna prove everybody wrong.
Yeah.
So having that like shark mentality that they have, and still being creative and stuff like that, like those guys are geniuses in my eyes. So
Yeah.
them
They're-
two for sure.
They're definitely very unique. I think that's like what I appreciate about like.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, Kanye gets a lot of hate, but like at the end of the day, he's just himself. Like how can you hate a guy for doing something
right?
different? Talking about how you didn't get the much love on the local level. Do you hold some sort of loyalty to South Bend, or do you want to move out and like? Because I mean, I'm sure there's like cities.
There's
you can
there's
go.
better business opportunities
Yeah.
if you're in
Yeah.
a bigger city.
So the more and more I grow, South Bend will always be home. I'm
For
pretty
sure.
like I'm a very grounded person, and I have a lot of family here too. So
Yeah.
South Bend will always be home. But I feel like if I want to take this to where I'm trying to go, like I got to go to a bigger market. You feel what I'm saying? Which I don't know when that's gonna be. It might come quicker, like everything else has. But I'm taking it day by day as far as that goes. But
That's
the way to be.
South Bend is always gonna be the truth for me, bro. So, like,
That's great.
That's where I'm grounded at.
Yeah. And then with like your shirts, do you have a dream for them to go into? Like, are they in any stores, like physical
Yeah,
stores?
do you want that to
They,
happen?
brick and mortar stores, or?
So the first store that was, it didn't go exactly how I thought it would go, but Dimensions, when they first opened, they were like, all right, we're going to put some of your tees in there, which we didn't end up doing that, but I designed like a collaboration project for them. So they had their own like race car tee, which was designed by me. So I guess you can kind of look at it that way, but I know some other resale stores, like, sneaker stores wanted me in there, but the deals just weren't like where I felt that they should be. So that day's coming soon,
Would you want to open up your own physical store, or if you're gonna expand out to skateboards? And
There you
stuff?
go, exactly. So, not for what I have right now. I
Yeah.
feel like just staying online for the products that I have right now. But when I branch off into a broader aspect of products and stuff, for sure, like I have to have some type of storefront.
And then, how much of this, it's like this job that you're doing is more passion based, and then obviously, more money based. Like, I'm curious, do you do this because it's your big passion, or do you do it like at this point because you're making a living?
It's passion for sure because, well, it didn't start off that way because I got bored in quarantine, like I said, and just like kind of dabbled into Photoshop.
Yeah.
But the more and more I saw that I can do this and this and this, I'm like, oh wait, like this designing stuff is kind of cool. So it became passion over time. It didn't start that way at first, but by the time I started my brand, it was pure passion. Like, this is what I really want to do. I'm gonna put out stuff that I would genuinely wear and stuff. So it's passion, bro.
Yeah,
I love it.
No, that's really cool. Do you have any other like passion projects that you want to do later on in life? Not when it doesn't even have to come, with clothing or skateboards. Like you said, you're really into basketball.
I'm a very music oriented.
Okay.
So if I was to pick anything back up, because I got into it when I was probably like 11ish, music production, like being a producer. I'd go into that.
That would be a W. Yeah.
That's a W.
Open up a studio or something.
Yeah.
You could do it for local artists or for big time. That'd be cool.
All that. So yeah, music. Like I'm on Apple Music all day long, bro. Like music drives.
Yeah, no,
everything I do, so.
You would always have your AirPods in school. You never did have your
This
AirPods.
guy did his homework, bro. Like,
I'm behind him.
Dave's a little bit
doing the work. Aaron,
You would hear it.
hey, yo, can you turn that down? Miss Kern getting a little mad.
Yeah, bro.
Got his AirPods a little too loud.
No, that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
that's fact. I remember that for sure. That's fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. You miss high school? Like how often do you think about,
Given that it's senior year, I've been thinking about it more often than I usually would. So, I blame it on COVID.
Yeah.
They just lost your
Yeah.
passion for.
I went freshman year, and then we got cut off by COVID, and then like here we are, fast forward in senior year. So it's like COVID robbed me of it, but at the same time, I picked up something so much greater. I feel that can set me up farther.
Yeah,
You
because
can take it throughout your whole life.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
thinking, like, do you think this whatever would have happened without COVID?
Probably not. Like, I'd still be cutting grass for money.
Yeah.
or at like Menards or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think of COVID as it's like in some ways like to me it was a really tough time for a lot of people just because you can't go out and you can't really go outside and do stuff.
Yeah.
But I look at it as some sort of blessing, Like it definitely. I mean, at my point at time in COVID, like I got a job, I started working a lot, so I made almost all the money I have now from that. So, yeah. What about you, Dave? How would you say that COVID? Like, did it instill some sort of grind in you?
I would say kind of because like during that time there's so much time to watch videos, YouTube, whatever, and so I was super into Gary Vee at the time. Gary Vee and basically just Gary Vee and just wanting to work, and then I started putting in like, I mean you're hating on it, but like clocking in and like
No,
I'm not saying you're like hating on it. I don't. Yeah.
It's just the path that I took. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
hate
the path
like
you
as long as you're working for something, bro.
Yeah.
All respect.
Yeah. So I was putting in like, at the time it was only like 30 hours probably a week.
But that's still
Which
if you're
is-
doing
which
school
is a
for
lot,
40 hours
yeah.
a week.
Yeah.
You're out of the
So-
house 70 at least 70 hours a week.
It
That's
just
a
like
lot.
developed my passion to make money, and like there's no better time than when you get money onto your account.
Yeah.
And so that just that developed a little trait that I feel like will always be with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if COVID really implemented that.
Yeah.
I feel like I probably would
It
have
just made you
started
more
working
hungry.
anyways.
It just
but
made you more hungry.
It made me
I
more
would say,
hungry,
yeah, COVID made me. Well, for me, I just feel like I lost out on so much stuff. So now I want to try all these new things,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, especially like with starting the podcast, that's when I started starting to love podcasts because you're inside all day. It's almost like you're basically watching a conversation or hearing a conversation.
Yeah.
Just listening to people talk is fun.
Yeah, and that's something that if you're inside all day, if you're not seeing anyone, to me that really was helpful. So yeah.
Everybody had their hurdle to get over.
For sure.
Some people let COVID, rob them of even more stuff. Like when quarantine was over.
Yeah.
So I'm glad, and it seems like you guys are, you guys did your thing. You guys came out well. So shout out to everybody that came out well. And I'll be praying for people that didn't do what they wanted to have done in quarantine. Feel like they wasted their time, but it got to a lot of people, man. It shut a lot of people down. So
Some people really were at the peak of their life before, and then they haven't gotten back to that point. But it seems like all of us, we've kind of gotten more and more better.
But I feel like that comes to being young too, because we had our parents, they had responsibilities and stuff that they had to take care of. Okay, all right, the economy. I can't. Oh my God, the economy's going crazy right now, so we gotta hunker down and do this and this and this to provide. But us being young with no responsibilities, we just had nothing but time on our hands. So to pick up something like you guys with this podcast, and me with designing, I feel like it came a lot easier for us, being just off the strength of being younger.
That was definitely the time to even just being a kid is definitely the time to learn as much as you can, outside of school.
Because when you fail, it deep down you're going back to the same house.
Exactly.
You still have a house. You still got food. So
yeah,
you can just do whatever.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I remember earlier on, in this conversation, you were talking about the lowlights. Would you say that, are you thankful for those, that they shaped you into...
Yeah.
I would say that, I can imagine that would make you a lot more, relentless and really trying to go.
Sure.
Kind of almost to prove the people wrong, but also just to prove to yourself.
Mm-hmm. And that's a big thing too. Is like, you know, when you decide to start your own thing, like you're betting on yourself. So the more and more you prove to yourself that you can overcome certain odds, like it just makes you like a dog, like a shark. Like nobody can tell you anything if you keep overcoming hurdles, bro.
For sure.
That helped me out mentally for sure.
No, that's awesome.
I used to be soft, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be.
No, me
really
too.
soft,
I would let a lot of stuff get to
Yeah.
me. Especially, I mean, I just look at
And
friends.
the thing is you were like taller than everyone then too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're the same height.
No, I agree for sure.
You grew a little bit?
I'm a size 15 now, bro.
In
I-
shoes?
I'm just like, these are 13. I don't even.
Well, I
know
feel like
how-
you were,
I'm like a
you were still like you were
I-
6'1" freshman year though.
I'm like 6'1". I give myself 6'4" now.
You give yourself 6'4"?
All right. I've grown a little bit, you know, but I've definitely grown more. So you know, internally. So.
That's good.
That's what matters.
Growth over everything.
Yeah, no, that's
That's our big motto because you can grow. There's 3 different aspects of growing. You know, emotionally, physically, and
I was gonna say spiritually.
spiritually, or just anything really. And if you're not growing in one, you got to just be growing in at least one of the 3.
Yeah, I was talking to, Dave and I's friend Carson. It was about Saturday night, and talking about like the growth mindset is, you know, you look at who you were a year ago, right? Or I could say a year ago, you know, today, right now, what is an okay day for me would have been a great day a year ago, right? Or yeah, so yeah, growing
Take stuff as it comes. You know?
for sure. Yeah, David, do you have any other things?
I think we touched base on all our topics. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Well, you should.
First of all, I do want to say this is my first ever podcast.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, you guys-
it's crazy.
Man, this is lit. You guys, like, every story that I've told here, you guys got it first. So hit him with the line, Joey. You heard it her first.
Yeah, you heard it first.
Joey,
Bro, I
Joey
gotta
is so
stutter,
funny,
man.
man. Joey is so funny on TikTok, bro. Oh my, Joey.
Yeah, no,
is
he
hilarious.
he designs all our TikToks, and I just
Bro,
go
you're
on
that
and
guy,
just
bro.
like
He's
I look at him, I'm like, bro, like that's actually super funny,
It's
bro.
so fun, bro.
I just go on and comment on hella stuff. So
That's-
like I'll comment on a lot of your stuff, because like, no, the bad thing is though, is when that awkward like TikTok goes, and you look and it's like from like 15 days ago. It's like, why is this coming up on my page? And I always feel so weird commenting on it, but it's like, all right, whatever.
It is what it is.
It is what
it
it
helps
is.
boost it in some way.
So yeah,
yeah,
The algorithm is weird.
For sure.
It's so weird.
Aaron, if people are still listening, I don't know what minute it is. If you could tell people where they can, you know, buy your stuff.
Come on, man. Hey, yo, RadarClothingClub.com. TikTok, find me at Radar Clothing Club. Instagram, Radar X Club. Come tap in, man. Even if you don't cop a shirt, man, just, you know, show some love. That's all we need in this world, man. Just spreading some love.
facts.
Yes. All right.
Aaron Daay out.
Yes, sir. Chips and chops.